Hey, so friends, welcome to So Easy with Shelby and Gabbie. I'm your host, Kay Stewart. I want to thank you for coming to my page. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit the subscribe button at the bottom so you don't miss any of the videos that I'm going to be posting for you. And I will be posting videos at least 2 or 3 times a month. Thank you for coming to my page. If you haven't done so, make sure you go to the Facebook group. It's SNG Customs where you can be great. You'll also see the link scrolling across the bottom, but again, it's SNG Customs where you can be great. What I've done on SNG Customs Group is I've modeled behind Book of the Month. But instead of a book, I'm actually doing a pattern. So now we have a pattern of the month. This is the pattern for February, and we're doing Simplicity 8264. Again, it's Simplicities 8264. And what I'm doing with the book pattern of the month is just like the book of the month. You have a group of people who get together, they read a book, and then they come back at the end of the month or whatever designated time they have, and they talk about it. They talk about what they liked about the book, some things that twisted them up. We do the same thing with pattern of the month. We get together, I let them know which pattern we're doing for the month, and then at the end of the month, I do a live video where everyone who participated that month comes on. They talk about the things that they liked with the pattern. They talked about things they didn't like. They talked about shortcuts, which is always great for new sewers, experienced sewers, because you get to network with people that you may never get to network with on a regular basis. But now I have set a platform together so that you can do that. So again, you want to go to SNG Customs where you can be great and join the pattern of the month. I look forward to seeing everyone there and seeing all the new ideas that come in with the new suggestions and new ideas that we have with the pattern of the month. Again, for February, we're doing Simplicities 8264. And with this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do the mini dress. The mini dress and the blouse is the same thing. It's just the blouse is a shorter version. There's also a pants that goes with this because there's a pants set and then there's a mini dress. So I'm going to do the mini dress here. I'll add the link for the pantsuit on the page as well, so you'll be able to go there and see the tutorial for that. And the reason that I'm doing the tutorial in addition to the pattern of the month is for those members who come on late and they want to do the old projects that we've already done, there's going to be a tutorial there for them to reference back to and have to use in case if they need something. So, and then we'll continue on each month. So make sure you join the group. See what we have in store for March. It's going to be exciting because my birthday is in March. So I'm really doing something that is going to be really nice. So you make sure you join the group so you don't miss it. Again, we're doing pattern 8264 Simplicity. The first thing you want to do is you want to get the pattern. The next thing you want to do is we're going to cut out all of our pieces. With this dress, there's only 6 pieces. So you're going to cut out pattern pieces 1 through 6. Again, this is going to be a very, I don't want to say simple dress, but it's going to be a great beginner project. So if you're brand new to this or if you've been sewing for years, this is something great that you both can do and still be satisfied with. I am using this geometric pattern material here for my dress. And again, you want to cut out pattern pieces 1 through 6. I've already cut out my pieces. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start sewing. So grab your scissors, grab your materials, and let's begin. Okay, so the first steps tell us that we want to go to our machine and we want to put a stay stitch on our necklines. As you can see, I've done a stay stitch here on my number 1 piece, and I've also done it on both of the number 2 pieces. Then after that, it tells you to go and do your darts. I've already did that. Now, as you can see, I have my dart sewn. What I like to do is, in the beginning of the dart here, I like to keep the thread a little long, and then I like to knot it. Put like a little knot there so it doesn't undo. Because if you ever seen people walk by you and look like they're going to get a hole in their dress or something, it's because of those darts. So I just put 3 little knots right there, and then I take my scissors and I cut it off. Again, I think it just holds your darts in better. It may not be the case, but that's what I feel like, so that's what I do. And you can use that little tip if you want to. Again, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to go and just add some knots here. On the beginning of the dart. finally we got that done. So we're gonna move these three pieces to the side right now. You're gonna grab piece number 3, which is your neck binding. I'm gonna find mine. Piece number 3. This is piece number 3 right here. I think this is the one. Cut one piece. So that's not the one. This is why I like to keep my pieces together with the paper until I actually done it, so I don't get confused. So it's not that one. That's piece number 4. How many pieces is it? This one. So actually I showed you this piece earlier and then I dropped it, but here we go. So this is my piece number 3. So you want to get piece number 3, and it tells us to press under 1/4 inch of the unmarked neck edge. And you want to make sure that when you're doing all of your pieces, that you want to make sure that you're getting all your notches and all your marks. You want to do that. So I'm going to plug up the iron real fast here. So I'm iron plugged up. And it tells us to press under 1/4 edge of the unmarked binding. Okay, so the next thing is done. I've already sewn my dress at the shoulders. You can see here, I've done that already. As you can see right there, I've already done it. So the next thing it's asking us to do is start working on our neck binding. This is my neck binding. Now the instructions ask you to go to your machine, go to your ironing board, fold over about 1/4 of an inch and press it down. Depending on the type of material you're using, I do recommend that step. I am not using that step because the material I'm using is a little lighter and it's a little more flowy. So instead of pressing mine down, I went to my serger and I finished my edge off. So now I'm going to show you what to do after you've done, if you press it over or if you decide to do like I did and finish it off with your serger. You can now take your dress and we're going to turn it the right side facing like this. I really love this print. I can't wait to wear this dress. Okay, so with right sides facing, we are going to pin this neck binding to our dress. So, I'm going to take your neck binding, and I always like to start at one edge and work my way around. That's something that I do. So I'm going to start at this edge here, and I'm going to pin it. And you all know what happens when I pin something. If I pin something, that means we are going to sew it. So the next step is going to be sewing it together. But again, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have pin down. Pinning is good when you are just learning to sew. Pinning is also good when you've been sewing for years. Pinning is good when you have taught sewing. Pinning is good. Let's just remember, let's say that together. Pinning is good because it keeps your fabric in place when you're trying to sew. Sometimes your sewing machine acts silly. It may grab something that it's not supposed to grab. If you have pins in there, then you know that at least your material is ready to be sewn. It can't stop your machine from acting crazy, but it can stop from what it grabs with your pins. Pins keep your material in place so that you can sew it. I recommend pins all the time. I'm going to grab the other end here. I'm going to pin it down. And like I said, you want to do this all the way around. Now when you cut out your material and you trace your pattern, you have circles and darts and all those things like that. I like the notches. I always cut out my notches no matter what. Notches to me are more important than those centers and those dots because if you're following the pattern and you're following those notches, everything else normally lies right up together. Just like this. Like I'm not following any center dots or circles. I'm just lining it up with the neck. And it also tells you when you're doing the neck binding which way your stretch should go. So that means you're gonna have enough stretch to do this. Now that I have this pinned, I'm gonna go to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew it straight across. I'm gonna go from one side to the other and I'm just gonna sew it straight there. Then I'm going to fold it over. I am going to take it to my iron. I'm going to press it down and then I'm going to do another top stitch straight across so that it stays under, and that's going to be your neck binding. I'll show you the next step after that. Okay, as you can see, I have my neck binding on. I also went back and did my top stitch. Only thing that's going to do is make sure that this stays down like this on the inside of your dress. So that part is done. The next thing it's asking us to do is get out piece number 4. And piece number 4 is your neck ruffle, I think. Yeah, it's your neck ruffle. So I'm going to move this dress over to the side real quick. And I'm going to find piece number 4, which I think is this one. Yep, it's this one. Because these are the ones for your sleeve. Okay. So, piece number 4 is telling us to hem on both sides of the end of it. So we're going to take a pin it like this because we're going to sew that down on both sides. And then it's telling us to go across the top as well. So once you've sewn both of these down with the hem, fold it over like that on both sides. Then it's telling you to go back and also do the top the same way. And that's what we're going to do. So I folded this over. I have my pins in it. You can see. We're going to do the top or the bottom. So you got those two sides like that. You're going to go through and you're going to take one. After you've sewn these two, you're going to go back and you're going to fold this over the same way and you're going to take a hem and go straight across. Once I do that, I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, so now that you have the sides and the top hemmed on your neck ruffle, you're going to go to your sewing machine, like I've already done here, and you're going to do a basting stitch. A basting stitch is your longest stitch that you have on your machine. Mine is 5. And you're going to go straight across the bottom. And I'm going to show you why we're going to do that. We're going to do that because in order to get that ruffle at the top of our dress, we're going to use our basting stitch to pull it together. So, and you want to keep your threads along at each of the ends. And the reason you do that is because you can pull it. You can take this thread, and come closer to the camera. You can take your thread here and you can pull it and it's going to create a ruffle just like it's done on my dress. And you're going to do that all the way down. So what I like to do is I like to take those threads that we're using and I like to pull towards the ruffle. That way it'll bunch up as much as you need it to do. Next thing you're going to do, and you're going to do that all the way across. So you want to get that end thread and you're just going to pull it. And you're going to pull it just like that. And it bunches all the way up and gives you a nice ruffle. This one is so tight it's going around itself, but that's okay. So you're going to get a nice ruffle here. And once you do that, you're going to expand this ruffle as much as you need it so it fits across the top of your neck of your dress. That is what we're going to do next. And then we're going to pin that onto our dress. So I'm going to show you. So you have your neck ruffle. Going to take your dress facing you, front facing, like this. And you're going to grab one end of it where that you did that ruffle. And you're going to pin it to the end of your dress with the right sides facing each other. Gonna pin. So you know if I'm pinning, next thing I'm gonna be doing is sewing. Gonna pin it. And I like to take the other side. This is just what I do. I also like to get the other side of the dress. Because like I say, you're going to make this ruffle do what you need it to do. I get the other side of the dress and I pin that there as well. Pin it down. Just like that. Because once you flip it up, you're going to have a nice clean edge all the way across. And you're going to have a nice ruffle at the top. So once you have the two edges pinned down like this, now you know how much room you're working with for your ruffle and how much ruffle you want to have. And with that, I just do this. I just go around and I scrunch it when I need it to, where I need to, and I straighten it out in other places. But you want to make sure that you get a nice good, and you want to make sure you don't pin this on here like I've done just now, crooked or upside down. So make sure that both edges are pinned on here correctly. So I just took that off and I repinned it. See, even experienced sewers make mistakes. But again, you're just going to go through and adjust your ruffle on the dress for the neck so that it fits across and you can get a nice sew. Once you've done that, you just pin it down like I'm doing. Pin, pin it all the way around. Like I said, you just want to stretch out your ruffle as much as you want it to be or as less as you want it to be. You may want a lot of ruffle in the front where people will see it. You may want to exaggerate it right there. Or you may want to, however you want to do it. But you just want to make sure that once you've done it, that it fits across your neck line nice and smooth and easy, like mine is. And again, I'm still playing and adjusting my ruffle because I do want to make sure my ruffle is nice and even, but I do want more ruffle in the front where you'll definitely see it the most. So, like here, I'm just pulling some more. Like I say, you just keep pulling until you get it like you want it. Pull that down, then I'll pin it. So pull and pin. That's your theme for today. Pull and pin. Then, once you flip this up, let me put some more pins in here. A couple of more pins. Then once you have it done, when you lift it up, once you've sewn it on there, you actually lift. Once you've sewn it on there like this, you're going to have that nice ruffle at the top of your dress. I'm going to sew mine on and I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, so this is what your dress should be looking like right now. I had to use my girlfriend to help me out. So you should have your ruffle on your neck, like I have mine here. You should also have your, well, we did this a while ago, but you have your back and your front together. And you also have your darts here, and my dress is really looking really nice. I love it so far. I love the print. It came out beautifully. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the zipper. So when I add the zipper, I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking, but I am going to try to put the camera up close so you can see what I'm doing. But that's the next thing we're going to do. So we're going to add our zipper. So right now in your project, you should be right here. You should have no sleeves on your dress. You should have a neckline. You should have your front and your back attached at the shoulders. And the next thing we're going to do is add our zipper. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm doing before I add the zipper on here. The first neckline I had, I didn't think it was enough ruffle on it. So let me tell you what I did. I went in and I added a thicker interfacing to the back of this collar. And this may just be the material that I'm using because, like I said, it is a very lightweight material. I added a thicker interfacing to the collar. So if you haven't done that, you want to add a thick interface to your collar. I added another basting stitch on the collar and I pulled it. Now I have the ruffle around my neck that I want. So that's just one of the things that didn't work well for me that I went back and fixed. And I wanted to let you know how I did it. Now I can work on the zipper. Okay, so we're going to add our zipper onto our dress. Now, I do not want my, well, in the pattern it says the zipper does not go all the way up the back of the neck. I want my zipper to go all the way up. That way I have one zipper. I don't have to worry about putting a hook and eye on there. I'm just going to have a zipper on my dress. So I always get a zipper that's a little longer than the recommended one in the pattern. The pattern asks for an 18-inch zipper. I have a 22-inch zipper because, again, I want to go all the way up to my neck and I want to have a little room so I have something to play with. First thing you're going to do is you're going to get your zipper. I take the zipper, the front of the zipper, and I lay it down on the front facing of the dress, just like this, and I pin it down. That's not hard. Take your zipper. You're gonna put the zipper facing down on the dress, facing right. Put the fabric right side up, and you're gonna pin it just like I pinned it. We're gonna sew on our machine because if I have pins, that means I'm sewing. You're gonna take your machine and you're going to go up the side of your zipper as close as you can get to your zipper teeth without going into the teeth. Again, we're going to go up our sewing machine and we're going to sew all the way up to the end of your zipper as close as you can to your zipper teeth without getting your zipper teeth caught into thread. When you're done with that, you're going to flip this over and you're going to have a nice clean edge on your zipper just like that. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. When we do it, we're going to open the zipper on the other side. We're going to lay it flat. We're going to sew it, and we're going to lay it flat. We're going to pin it. And we're going to sew it the same way that we did this side. But I'm going to show you how we do that. So right now, I'm going to go over to my machine, and I'm going to sew all the way up from the end of my zipper, all the way up to the top of my dress, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so remember, I had my zipper facing the dress. I've sewn it down as close as I can get to the zipper teeth without getting the zipper teeth caught into it. So now I have one side of my zipper already sewn to my dress. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the zipper like this. I'm going to open up the zipper and I'm going to slide this side over there a little bit. I'm going to take this dress, I'm going to lay it out flat like this. And I'm going to take the other zipper and I'm going to lay it on the dress same way I did with this one. I'm going to lay it out flat. In fact, we can leave the zipper closed because I have a longer zipper, so I have plenty of room. I won't catch the zipper thing. So I'm going to lay it flat like this. Now if you have your notches, which I do, we're going to line our notches up so we make sure that our zipper is on the same path. Now I have it face down with the other side of the zipper, and I'm going to pin that down because pinning means I'm going to be sewing, and I am going to be sewing. And I'm going to do the same thing all the way up the dress. Now, just in case you missed it, I'm going to show you what I did. We have our back pieces that has our zipper, okay? We want our zipper to be nice and clean on our dress. So the first thing I did was I took my zipper and I faced it on the front facing of the dress. And I sewing it all the way down as close as I can get to the zipper feet without getting the zipper teeth, without getting the thread caught up in the teeth. I did that all the way up. So now we have the zipper on one half of our dress. You're going to take this side of your dress and fold it over this side of your dress so that it's laying flat on the front facing as well. And we're going to take that zipper, the other side of it, and we're going to lay that flat. But before you do that, you're going to take your dress and match up the notches because you want to make sure that your dress is even or your zipper is going to be crooked. So you're going to match up your notches there, going to pin it so it can stay together. And then you're going to take that same zipper face down, front facing, the right side of your dress, and you're going to pin it because we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. Then you're going to have a nice clean zipper all the way up your dress. And again, you want to sew as close as you can to the zipper teeth without getting them caught, without getting the thread caught in the zipper teeth. So get close to it, just don't go over it. And as you can see, I'm doing this all the way up my dress. I told you, I'm not using any eye and hook on my dress. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to do that. I don't want to do that. I just want to have a zipper going straight up the back of my dress. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm pinning my zipper so that I can go over to my machine and sew it down. Because again, once you have this sewn down, when you open up your dress, you're going to have a nice, clean, and smooth zipper. Some of you are using an invisible zipper, which is even better because you won't see your zipper at all. I'm using a zipper that's going to be open because I don't really care for the invisible zipper sometimes. Sometimes I like my zipper to be shown. It gives a nice little added touch to your dress, almost like an accessory. And I'm actually using a white zipper on this dress. I was going to get a dark blue one or a white one. I thought either one would look really well. So I'm going to do that again all the way up the dress. As you see, I'm pinning my dress to my zipper flat down. Then I'm going to go over to my machine and I'm going to I'm sorry. I'm going to sew the zipper on this side just as I did the other side. This is where your ruffles are coming into place. And once I do that, I'm going to come back with the next step. So what I've done here is I have skipped over some of the steps in the actual pattern because I'm doing something a little different. And again, I am making sure that I don't have to put an eye and a hook on my dress. I just want a zipper going straight up, and I have it all pinned down now. I'm going to go over to my machine. I'm going to sew straight up this way. Come back and show you the next thing because we're almost done with this dress. Once we finish putting our zipper on, we're going to add some sleeves. I almost like mine without sleeves, but I'm going to add the sleeves on it because that's how the dress is made. But I do like it without the sleeves. I may even just do one sleeve and then keep my sleeves off, but we'll see. And then once we do this, we're going to sew the sides of the dress together in the bottom and put a hem in it, and we'll be done. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so your dress should be looking like this now. Your zipper is now attached to the back of your dress. Nice and neat. Again, I am not using any iron hooks, so I'm just have my zipper go straight up. I'm going to tack those down, and that'll be it for that. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add my sleeve, but I'm not going to add my sleeve the way that the pattern is telling us to add the sleeve. I'm going to do mine different because I don't want any pucker when I get right here with my dress. I want it to be nice and smooth when I add my sleeve on. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your dress and turn it inside out. I'm doing it on this mannequin right now, but of course you want to do this on your table. So I have my dress turned inside out. I'm going to grab my sleeve. I'm going to find the notches and I'm going to pin them on both sides. I'm going to do that just like this. Pin your sleeve. Then I'm going to take the middle part with the right sides facing each other. I'm going to grab that middle right there, just like this, and I'm going to pin it together like that. I'm going to pin it. And I'm going to go all the way around the sleeve. This is going to prevent the puckers on your sleeves. And you can also, you can do it on your mannequin if you have a mannequin, if you like to. This is a good way to see if there's any puckers and get them flat. But I'm going to do this all the way around so that my sleeve is on just right. All the way around. You want to do this. You want to grab the front, do the same thing. Gonna do this on both sides. Go over to your machine and you're going to sew your sleeve on both sides, and I'll come back and show you next. Okay, so I have my sleeves attached. I used the method I told you about. I laid them out and I sewed them on there. So now you have sleeves on your dress. You have a zipper on your dress. You have two sleeves on your dress. So what's next? The next thing is, let's finish this up. The way we're going to finish this up is, now the sleeves also have the ruffle like they have on the neck. I have decided I don't want the ruffle on my sleeves. They're optional. You do not have to do it because it's in the pattern. That's totally up to you. So I'm not going to put ruffles on my sleeves. I think I want to like my sleeves just like they are without the ruffle. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually go ahead and commit this dress and get it together. So we're going to take this off. We're going to turn it inside out like this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to turn it inside out so we have the dress looking like this. And we're going to start in the back of our dress. Where that zipper is, we're going to take it just like this. I'm going to actually take a pin. Now I'm doing this about maybe an inch up from the notches you have right there. It's about an inch up. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a pin right here. And we know what that means. When there's a pin, that means there's going to be some sewing. But before there is some sewing, there's going to be something else. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to grab my scissors. And I'm going to just make a snip right here. You do not want to cut past your thread, and you do not want to cut into your zipper. So you want to be careful. See, you can see my hem stitch right, my stitch line right there, and my stitch line right there. I do not want to go into either one of those, but I do want to take a snip like that so this can lay flat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sewing machine and we're going to sew from here. We're going to go right through that thickness. We're going to put the right sides facing each other like this. And again, we're meeting at the notches. But we're going to close this up just like this. We're going to do that. We'll take our pen and I'm going to stick my pen in there like this. We're going to go to the machine, and everywhere we have a pin, we're going to sew. So I'm going to sew down the bottom of this dress, the back of this dress, so that it's closed off. Now it's going to be closed in because we're finishing the dress. And because this is a mini dress, we don't need a split. So again, we're just going to go all the way down to the end like this. And I'm going to take my pins and put them all the way through like that, all the way to the bottom. And we're going to take it over to the machine and I'm going to sew. And I'm going to start from here where I put the slit. I'm going to go from here and I'm going to sew all the way down to the bottom. Then I'm going to take my dress here. As you can see, I have my sleeves. And this is one of the reasons why I did this. This also makes it a little easier. I'm going to take my sleeves. I'm going to pin it right sides facing each other all the way here until the underarm part, right there to the underarm, all the way down to the end of the dress, and I'm going to sew it. Then I'm going to hem my sleeves and I'm going to hem the bottom, and we're going to be finished this dress. So again, you want to start with the back. You want to take your pins and you're going to slit where you have your zipper so that this lays flat when it's on you, and you're going to sew from here all the way down to the bottom of the dress, and that's going to close off the back of your dress. And then we're going to start from the bottom, from the end of our sleeves with right sides together. We're going to pin them like this, and we're going to sew all the way down, one continuous stitch all the way down to the side. And then I'll come back and show you the next step, which is really just going to be some hemming, and your dress is going to be done. It wasn't that hard. This dress can really get done in less than an hour. If you're not, well, unlike me, I was videoing, so of course I have to stop and edit and do things like that. But this dress really takes about an hour to get done. It's about 20 minutes to cut and about an hour for to actually get the dress constructed together. But I think you're gonna love it. I'll be back again soon to show you the next steps, which is hemming the sleeves and the bottom of the dress. Okay, here's where you should be at now in your project. You should have sleeves on your dress. You should have your dress sewn down the side. Your back should be done and closed off. You should have your other sleeve here. Now, again, you can add the ruffles to your sleeve if that's what you want. I don't want that. I want mine to not have any sleeves. I mean, not to have any ruffles on it. So I'm just going to put a hem. I'm going to fold this under like this and throw a hem in it. I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom of the dress. I'm going to put a hem in it. And then, because it's not a lot of shape and stuff going on right now on my double, because she's not my double anymore, I'm actually going to put the dress on and let you see what it looks like on me. Because again, it's my dress. It's going to be one of my birthday dresses. I think I can see this in Miami. Can't you all see this in Miami with some really cute strappy black heels and a nice hairdo? I think so. I'm actually loving the dress. Again, I'm loving the print. It's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and throw the hem in the bottom of it and throw the dress on so you can see what it looks like on an actual person. And I'll be back. And we're all done. I've already put the hem in the bottom of my dress and on my sleeves. I've even tried this on and it fits perfect. I love it. When I tell you I love it, I love it. Again, I hope this was so easy with Shelby and Gabbie. Please come back and tune in again. Don't forget, join the Facebook group, S&G Customs, where you can be great. You can sign into there. Make sure that you join in us with the pattern of the month. Find out what the pattern of the month is going to be for March. We're in March now. Find out what it's going to be. You will have a wonderful time doing the pattern of the month with so many other people. Again, I look forward to seeing you soon. I hope this tutorial was great, and I hope, again, it was so easy with Shelby and Gabbie. Peace.